Well, some promising news coming from the CDC. They expect to see a drop in new COVID hospitalizations over the next 4 weeks.
Yeah, that's the second straight week that the agency has made that kind of prediction, and it's a trend we're seeing here in Indiana. The latest numbers show about 2,400 people are in Indiana hospitals with COVID. That's a lot. And take a closer look at the past 9 days. The area highlighted in orange shows the number of patients, as you can see, it's dropping. It's down to nearly 250 people. And now the FDA has come out saying they're authorizing booster shots for anyone who is 65 and older or those with compromised immune systems. The FDA has now modified its emergency authorization for the Pfizer vaccine. An advisory group for the CDC opened a 2-day meeting on the safety and effectiveness of Pfizer's booster. They will vote today on who will qualify for those third shots.
Vice President Kamala Harris spoke out during President Biden's virtual COVID summit. She's calling on countries and corporations to join the U.S. and establish a global health security financial intermediary fund in order to protect the world from future pandemics.
In this new era, preparedness is a necessity, and it requires sustained and predictable funding that is on top of the emergency response mechanisms that already exist. We need to act so that our world will be ready to respond before and not after the next pandemic emerges.
The vice president says the U.S. is prepared to contribute at least $250 million to get that fund started. The Biden administration has also requested an additional $850 million from Congress.
We talked about hospitalizations trending downward right now, but a nurse we recently spoke with over at IU Health says COVID-19 is the worst it's ever been at her hospital. Our Gina Glaros has her message after a recent Facebook post went viral.
Katie Klavka and 2 other nurses in Muncie hug each other tight.
I love what I do, and it is a privilege to be with someone at the end of their life, and I would rather not be at so many.
Their hospital, IU Health Ball Memorial, is in full crisis mode, treating anywhere from 80 to 100 COVID patients at a time.
What we started with is not the same virus we're dealing with now. So it's a version of it, but it's the worst version of it.
She says COVID-19 and its highly contagious Delta variant is to blame, and it's infecting mostly unvaccinated patients.
It hits people harder than the first time.
After nearly 19 months on the front lines,
I hold on to a lot of frustration and anger. We've been doing this for a long time. We're exhausted.
Klavka took out her frustration by writing about the struggles of losing patients.
Telling him it was okay and he could go. And I'm just kind of waiting with him and holding his hand.
She writes in part, "Somehow I'm crying and grieving a person I never knew, shouting in a dirty utility room." The hospital posted her message on Facebook to urge people to get the vaccine.
I get no one wants to be told what to do. You're 17 times less likely to need hospitalization. And at that most basic form, take away everything else. The vaccine makes sense.
Around 30,000 shares. She knows many won't hear her, but she's hopeful someone does.
This is not an agenda. This is real. This is what I see every day. And I hope you can listen to that part.
Heartfelt words right there. Right now, the president of IU Health at Ball Memorial says COVID patients occupy about 40% of beds at Ball Memorial Hospital.
Well, if you'd like to get the COVID vaccine, the Indianapolis Motor Speedway continues that vaccine clinic later today that we've been telling you about. You'll find it on 16th Street right across from Gate 2 in the IndyCar parking lot. It's open Tuesday through Saturday, noon until 8 p.m. for the next 5 weeks. You can also get a COVID test there, even a flu shot. You do want to pre-register. If you do, you can go to ourshot.in.gov. We will also put this on our website for you.